We're starting a little bit early today because we have a setup on your hands and
Order
we just
filled.
actually got tagged in. So let's see. Let's see, yeah, okay. We're in. Let's go, as always, let's start with daily and go back down. So if you look at the daily time frame, we can clearly see that we created a support previously, but we had this massive rejection and we closed below previous resistance. So basically we are in range. The 4-hour candle, previous candle closed in the range, very big bullish. This one just popped up for no reason, I believe. Maybe just to fill, no, sorry, not for no reason, but to try and fill this gap. I don't know a lot about gaps, but I assume they need to be filled. It did not fill it completely, but it tried. So if we look at the 1 hour, we can see that 1 hour closed above previous resistance, but it closed with little to no top wick, which is an indication that the price does not want to actually break out, especially with this rejection. If we go down to 30-minute, we can see this more clearer. This candle just pushed up, no bottom wick, no top wick, just an ugly candle. Closed above, next one, pushed up, tried to fill this gap and created a fake out. And that's why we just took these sells. Because 30-minute created fake out, we have clear range, which this candle gave us. Top wick, and on the break of these lows, we entered on sells. We're looking to take some partials in this area, or at least go break even, and then full TP is down below here. 15. Not much information on 15, like it's the same as 30, so closure above, another closure above, weak, push up, close below, fake out. But as we use 30-minute candle, we entered on the break of these lows, not these. So this time we are gonna take some partials. Because it's enough, it's like 50. Our stop loss is 75 pips and this is already 50. So I believe it's enough for us to not just go break even, but to actually close some partials. Now we just need to let the candle do its thing. Stop loss placement. There's not much we can do because it created this nice wick. So I believe if we want to go down, we should not break the high of this candle. To use this, it's just 200 pips. That's just too much. So that's why I decided this time to use previous candle high. We can do it a little bit higher above this or raise resistance. Yeah, just if it wants to nip the high, which it does quite a lot. At least I have many instances and it just nipped the high, kicked me out, and then went my direction. So let's see if this is gonna be our first W for live stream, or our first loss. But shouldn't really matter, because the trade is there. It's a playbook setup. It has all the high time frame to lower time frame correlation. It has this clear range. It is volume time. So win or a loss, we still executed, and that is our edge. Our edge is the execution of our playbook setups. Now we just wait. Our job is done. There's not much we can do until 15-minute candle closes at least. If this candle closes above, then I'm gonna close the trade. That's the only way I can manage it. If this 15-minute candle closes above 27.5. Every other closure, we are staying in. But this looks really, really good. I'll be surprised if it doesn't come back down. So this is what the trade looks like. Let's see what's gonna be the result. First trade was, as you see on stream record, was break even. Last trade, we were like 10 pips away from our take profit, and we got stopped out at break even. Let's see what's gonna happen here, because we were very close for our partials and break even point. Our first advantage point. We were literally, again, 10 pips away. As you can see previously, this candle closes, it drops down. This candle closes, it drops down. Same here, fake out, drop down. So I believe this is a really good trade. Not maybe A+, but it is definitely a good trade. I would say A. And if you get stopped out, it's just part of the game. Let's see, can we close below? Okay, we did close below, so there's nothing for me to do. I can't manage trade based on my system. The only thing I can do is wait, watch. So can we survive? Can we survive this one? Everything still looks good, so the plan doesn't change. The trade, nothing changes. Just because we're in drawdown. If trading would be easy, then everyone would be doing it. Ideally, we respect the high of this previous candle. We don't need to, but for our sake, ideally we do respect it. Because above here, there's this wick to fill, so the stop loss, it's difficult. It's difficult. Because ideally you use stop losses on candle highs or lows, but in this case, I don't want to use this high. I usually don't want to use current highs. Like if you look at the 30, it's a current high. I just don't use them anymore. I looked at my data and understood that using current candle highs, it works out not as much as I would love to. Last year we got stopped out by a pip just numerous times. I can't even count. Can we break the low and fill this wick? Because as soon as we fill the wick and break its low, I'm gonna go break even. I'm gonna keep partials at the same level. I'm just gonna go break even. Or we can lower the stop loss on the high of now previous 50-minute candle. So there's two options. But as this is so close, we'll see. We'll see how much volume you're gonna have in the market. And even if you're gonna go down there. Okay, so we broke the current candle's low, which is good that we respect the previous candle's high, and now we are breaking the current candle's low. Now we just need some volume to fill the wick and go down to fill the range. Because you can clearly see that this candle, it just pushed without any problems. No top wick, no bottom wick, no top wick. It just shows that this move was kind of spontaneous. There was no breakout, no structure, just volume. So that's why I believe that we should fill this range back down. And these are fake outs, so sells below, fake out. So if you don't like the trade, now is the time to get out, because this is the break-even point. But the trade still looks good to me, so I'm gonna keep holding, because getting out of the trade now, that would be an emotional decision. And what do we know about emotional decisions? They just mess up with our probability. So can we break the 30-minute low? That is our target number one, to break this low. Obviously the market does not care about my lows, broken or not. But for us, this would be the point which changes this trade, that we can manage. Other than that, or we break this low, we can do something, or this 15 and the 30 needs to close above, then we can do something. All the other moves up and down, it's just market. It doesn't move in one straight line. Sometimes it does. If you look at this candle, it just popped in one straight line, but usually it doesn't work like that. Obviously, we do not want to start the streams with a loss on our record. But if it's a loss, it's a loss. We do not hide from it. We do not edit it. We do not delete it. A loss is a loss. If it's meant to be our stream record of one loss and one break even, then that is exactly what we're gonna do. We have 4 more minutes for this candle to close. If it still closes below, everything looks good. Ideally, we want it to close a little bit stronger than it is now, but below is still below. Because let's say if this candle 30-minute closes like this now on 30, it looks okay because it closes below. But if you go down and look at the 15, this actually looks a lot better, because we created resistance with the fake out, weak bullish, and now a new resistance. And then 1 hour is gonna close. 1 hour is gonna close as a fake out. So if this 15 closes something like this, it's still in our favor. We just need to create a top wick. Top wick to respect highs or our stop loss, and then break the low. The only way I'm getting out of this trade is if this candle, there's two ways I get out. One is in a loss if this candle closes above, and one is in win if this candle comes down and closes without any bottom wick. Then that would mean that the 30 might still have a bottom wick, but if this 15 is not gonna give us a bottom wick, I'm gonna manage. And by manage I mean just depends where it closes. If it closes literally like few pips from our break even, I'm just gonna go break even. But if it closes below, somewhere within this wick fill, then I'm gonna close full. Because those are my only rules. If there is a wick, if there is no wick, we close the trade. It doesn't matter where it closes. Before our partials, after partials, if we do not have a wick, the trade, we are done. We are waiting for our next setup. One more minute, we'll see. Can we do a last minute push to our partials? That would be something I would enjoy. But we want this 15 to close strong bearish. It doesn't need to for us to stay in the trade. We're gonna be staying in anyways. We're just gonna be a little bit better off if it closes somewhat strong. I would say it closed average, like it's not strong, not weak. So let's see 1 hour. So 1 hour created this fake out. Previous 1 hour doesn't have a top wick. The only problem now is that this 1 hour candle can go all the way up and still come back down and be bearish, and it's gonna stop us out. So okay, there's a push. Can we push through the lows? The issue now is that this 1 hour just opened, and ideally we wanted it to create some bigger top wick to come down, but it's literally 1 minute, and if you're breaking the lows in the first 1 minute, it's good for us, don't get me wrong, but for the trade as a whole, ideally this wick would be created higher and longer. But again, there's nothing we can do. The only thing we can do is now if we break this low. Yeah, because if this 1 hour candle wants to create a top wick, that can get us. Even if our bias, our direction is right, there is still potential that we can lose. We could move the stops, but manage it a little bit. But I believe that still the 1 hour, if we can create a wick, we should create it or 27.5 or in this area below our stop loss. So that's why I'm not gonna use these highs. We always want to see wicks, but when we are in a trade, ideally we still want to see wicks. But if there is a small wick or something, it just shows us that we can manage, because my belief is that this 1 hour candle needs bigger top wick. So these partials I would trail full, just because of my belief that this 1 hour candle needs a bigger wick, and there's still 1 hour to go for it to create it. But can we break the low? That's the question of this session. If it breaks the low, obviously we're gonna take our partials, move stops to BE, and potentially gonna start manage full profits. Just trail them slowly, because this 1 hour candle any moment of time can come up to create its top wick. Which can potentially even be now. Does this 1 hour candle wants to create the top wick or doesn't? If it wasn't for that this is a 1 hour candle open, I would have moved my stops somewhere above this, because we did break this low, so our stops would be on the previous 15-minute high. But just because the 1 hour candle just opened, I want this trade to give it some room to breathe. So we are breaking the highs of the current 1 hour candle top wick. Now the question is where it's gonna stop creating its top wick. Because my win rate is about 60%, but about 80 to 75 to 80% I'm right on the direction. I just got stopped out due to volatility. So that's why I believe in this trade. I believe in the direction. The only question is, will our stop hold? Now this would be perfect, because we just tapped this previous resistance. Same on the 1 hour, we just tapped this previous resistance. If we can now reject and break all these lows, then we can hold this trade longer. We can hold it to full take profit, because now we have a proper 1 hour top wick. The only question now is, will we survive? So it's breaking the 15 highs and it's breaking the 30 highs. We did not want to see this, but we still believe in the move, and that's why our stop loss is higher than these previous highs, because they can be broken and we can still push down. But after the wicks, it's very difficult to place a stop loss. So that's why I just used the stop loss placement where it is, just a tiny bit higher above the resistance. So can we reject? So far so good. I'll be back in 2.
Order filled.
Yeah, that was the trade. It's very unfortunate. I went away and we just got slapped hard, but that's part of the game. So the daily was, so let's do it. So daily was bullish below resistance, 4 hour was weak bullish below resistance, 1 hour above resistance, no top wick, 30-minute fake out and 15-minute fake out. So this was the trade. Yeah, so this was the trade. Now I'm just gonna save it in my journal. And as I said, this top wick, yeah, it can reject now because the 1 hour is still bearish. So how many pips was that? 90. So we just lost 90 pips. Okay, let's wait for this candle to close, and then we're gonna regroup and look for next best trade. Okay, let's just remove everything and do another top down. So this daily is quite difficult. There's not much information. Previous daily rejected here, closed below current daily. We know that it created gap down and is now pushing up. So we are in this range basically, here and here. The 4-hour, previous 4-hour close very weak bullish in the range, but this one just popped up, broke all the highs, tried to fill the gap. So 1 hour, yeah, 1 hour is bearish with a fake out, so that's why we expect the price to come down. So now the 30-minute, still the same. If it closes above, then we have a potential buys to fill this wick and fill the whole range. So let's do it this way. So buys above, and now if we, because we're gonna create support potentially, and now these are gonna be sells below. If you can close below this, we can take a sell on 15. Yeah, same as 30. I'm not gonna take these 15 buys just because our 30 is close below and we are still in the range. I want to see 30-minute close above. It's gonna be a much stronger confirmation than this 15. So unfortunately we need to update our stream record. How do we do that? Properties. Yeah, it's gonna be 0 wins, 1 loss, and 1 break even. So okay, the 15 closed above, but for me, I can't take this. I need 30, because everything else for me is saying that we're gonna go back down. The 1 hour closes a fake out, 30 closes a fake out, and yeah, the only is 15. So the 15 only one says that it wants to go up, but just this 15-minute time frame is not good enough for me. Okay, let's wait for 15 more minutes. If this candle can close above, weak bearish, and 30-minute is gonna close above, and it's gonna be New York Stock Exchange Open, then we can take a buy. That's the only way for me to take this buy. And if we fill this whole wick, then I think I'm gonna be done for today. We took our one shot. And it's just Monday. So there's a whole week ahead of us. Welcome, welcome. We have our viewer. Fortunately, we already took a trade and it was a loss. Our first loss of the stream. But it's just part of the game. You can't start with winning. You always need to lose before you win. So that's why it's alright. So now we have one loss and one break even. Which looks sad, but it's just a part of the game. Over next 100 trades, we should be in the green, so. Say hello in the chat. Don't be shy. I did it for you. So now we are waiting for this 15-minute to close. It's gonna be New York Stock Exchange Open. It's potentially gonna close above, but I'm not gonna take these buys. I think so. If you would close closer to this previous range, then yeah. But we are so high up already. Yeah, the only way for me to take it is for it to close near 832, and then just for this wick fill. Obviously the range is massive. For us to go up, it's like it's a few hundred pips, but we need our closure to be good for us to take these buys. The previous trade which we just lost does not impact our decisions on the next trade. We're still waiting for exactly what we want to see. If it's not there, we just don't take it. Three more minutes. 3 more minutes. What do you guys think about this gap? Does the gold wants to fill it and continue going up? We could not take these 15 buys, unfortunately, just because of all the time frames. This for 4 hours does not look too good to go up, at least until it closes in half an hour. If it closes like this, bullish in half an hour, then yes, we are looking for buys to fill this whole range. 1 hour did fake out, and this candle still respecting the highs, so it can still go down because the 1 hour closed below this previous level. And this was our trade. We waited for this 30 to close below. Around here was our stop loss, something like this. So the previous 30 closed little to no bottom wick. We aggressively, first of all, we aggressively, this candle went up aggressively, almost no bottom wick, no top wick, just an ugly candle. Then the next one popped even higher and closed below, which created a fake out. So it's a fake out, and previous candle has no top wick. All we waited for was for this candle to create top wick, and on the break of these lows we executed ourselves. We were so close, so around this was our partial level, break even partials. So we were so close twice to this level, but unfortunately we never hit it. So, and there was no way for me to manage the trade as well, because the 15, this 15 still, so let's see, this 15 closed below, that's where we took this trade. So this 15 still closed below, weak bullish, no way for us to manage. Next 15 closed bearish, creating new resistance, which is even better for us, so nothing for us to do. And the next candle was 1 hour closure, and that one created small wick, try to fill this wick, and after it just popped up. I actually went out the room. I went out the room for like 20 seconds, and yeah, the candle just moved 100 pips and stopped me out. So the trade was good. I would execute it tomorrow and day after, every single day of the week. This time we were just in the wrong side of probability. Yeah, so this 15 is just popping up. The 30 is gonna close way too high for me to take this trade. It's way too high. I know it's open. There's volume in the market. Did we fill the gap? We still haven't filled the gap. But I can't just take trade because there's volume in the market. It's just too far from the previous range. Now we need to wait for a pullback, new support, and then we can buy. Especially because the 4-hour is gonna close bullish in that case. And then we can switch our bias more bullish than we are now bearish. Beware. Now I don't really have a bias. I just want to wait. I need to wait for this 4-hour candle to close for me to have a new bias. Buys or sells. So now we need to wait for a pullback. I'm gonna draw what I mean. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna draw some beautiful candles. I'm just opening Zoom so I can use its tools to draw my candles. Just give me 1 second. So yeah, for us now, this is what we want to see. Maybe one candle, another candle, ideally even another one on the 15-minute time frame, because this is gonna be 4-hour closure and 4-hour gonna close above. So this is what we want to see, and then if we can create support ideally above this previous range, so all of this is gonna be 4-hour wick fill, and then we just wait for this bottom wick. Our entry is here, and there's a high probability that this candle wants to move up, fill this wick, and then continue to fill this whole range. So that is what I'll be looking for after the stream, because this is gonna take quite a while to form. But so far everything's exactly how we just drew out. We just need to wait for like 45 minutes. So yeah, I think I'm gonna let this all play out, give exactly what I'm looking for, and in the meantime I'm gonna go pick up my daughter from nursery. It's already time to do that. My wife usually does it, but she's away today, so I think this is a very good opportunity for me to do it and not miss anything. Maybe do you have any questions before I leave? If there's no questions, then I'm gonna go. But I'll be still watching and taking the one setup I just drew out before Nothing else so far makes sense. That's the only one for me. That's the only playbook setup I see which can form in the next hour. So okay, it was a great stream, even though we took a loss. We still did everything on plan. We executed. We managed it properly. We actually didn't manage it at all, but that as well means that we managed it properly because there was no way for us to manage it. We explained every single move. What would we do if this would happen? So if that, then this. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I am back tomorrow, London session and New York. So hopefully you're gonna join and follow me in this journey. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm just gonna leave you with some music. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.